Woodlands Juvenile Justice Centre is a secure custodial setting for young people aged between 10 and 17 years old. The centre accommodates both boys and girls and holds a maximum of 48 young people at one time. And within the Northern Ireland Justice System, adults and children are accommodated separately. Staff who work within Woodlands Juvenile Justice Centre are youth and community and social work qualified. This enables us to promote effective communication using skills and child-centred values within our practice. The use of empathy, showing understanding, open communication and honesty are particularly important when engaging young people. Staff group don't wear uniforms, we dress very casually in casual clothes, and also avoid the use of prison terminology. So for example, we use the term bedrooms instead of cells, and the young person referred to as young people, not prisoners, on ourselves as staff, not prison officers. Within Woodlands, staff are trained within therapeutic crisis intervention, which uses communication and approaches to de-escalate young people within crisis situations and who are displaying challenging behaviours, and this is to avoid the use of physical restraint. When a young person is first admitted to Woodlands Juvenile Justice Centre, they're allocated a key worker who is a staff member who holds the responsibility of ensuring that young person's needs, wishes and views are kept central to the case management process. What this means is the key worker would make themselves available to that young person to provide support, encouragement and participation at initial planning meetings, case reviews and pre-release meetings to ensure that their views are central to decision making. Young people attend a weekly progressive regime meeting held within house units in Woodlands, and this gives them the opportunity to discuss issues or concerns and also have their voices heard in terms of their behaviours, activities and day-to-day running of the unit. It enables them to discuss directly with the staff group and the unit manager in order to affect change and influence decisions made regarding that particular house unit.
I'm John. I'm 16 and I've been here 5 months. I'm close to my family and have 2 younger sisters. I stopped going to school a year ago when I was 15 because I got expelled. I got charged with armed robbery and this is my first offence. I never had any other charges. My case is quite unique. I'm one of the youngest people to be charged with armed robbery in 15 years. When I first came here, I thought it was going to be a proper prison with thorns jumpsuits and chains around your ankles. It wasn't like that. It was easier than I first thought. Anyone could do it in here because we're under 18, so they can't treat us the same as adults. I didn't think the staff were going to be like this. They're alright to talk to, and they're not that strict. You get to make decisions in here. You can go to the school principal and ask to get your classes changed, but we don't have a say on whether we can smoke or what we eat. We've obviously a lot more freedom on the outside, so it's always going to be different. School in here is just classes. If you don't do them, you get locked up. There's maths, English, woodwork and cars. It's nowhere near the same as normal school. There's 2 or 3 of us in each class. It's better. I like the staff with experience. I can relate to them. They give me advice and I take it on. Staff wear normal clothes. They wear tracksuits or jeans. It's really casual. They dress like we do. I've got a mentor. I meet them once a week. They are from the town where I live. I can phone him and chat. We hang out, do stuff and meet up. He's there to help me keep occupied and busy. When the police arrested me, I felt really bad because they didn't talk to me in a respectful way. I had respect for them when they came through the door, but they destroyed it with words they said, and it wasn't professional. Police need more training to talk to young people and be respectful whenever they're getting arrested, or try and make it as easy as possible, because it's not the same as whenever they usually arrest like adults, because you can't talk to children in the same way. When I get out of here, I'm looking forward to going to my new school. It's an alternative education provider, which means it will have small classes. I need to have lots of stuff to do. Having nothing to do all day is why I ended up here in the first place.
I'm Mick. I'm 14 and I have 63 convictions. Convictions are a number of crimes I've been brought to court for. The first time I was brought to court, I was 11 years old. The first time I walked into the Juvenile Justice Centre, I was the first out of my group of friends to be sent here. I went to House 3, it is the girls' unit. I was very small and the youngest boy sent here. For activities, we played tennis, we played football, and we have a swimming pool. We have a gym as well, and we also have a sports hall. Well, I was only 10 the first time the cops had contact with me. Whenever I was arrested, when the cops told me what I was getting charged with, I ran. The cops need to be more respectful. They should give respect if they want to get it, but at the end of the day, no one's really going to give respect to the cops because of their name they have. When I'm older, I want to be a car mechanic because I've already finished my level 1. I'm on my level 2 at the minute. I think I'd be able to get a job in car mechanics, no problem.
The first time I was sent here, I was 11 years old. I was scared, it was just really scary. The staff team was lovely, they helped me settle in well, even though I was only here for one night. First couple of times I was remanded to the JJC under pace. This means the police felt it was the safest place to put me. Then I was sent to the JJC for a couple of weeks at a time. The girls' rooms are similar to the boys'. We can't decorate the rooms or anything like that, but we can put up posters and pictures of our family. The only time the girls and boys mix is during education, but it isn't very often. School is very easy. You get your basic qualifications and more. They teach you on a one-to-one basis and you get more support. You feel like you're learning more in here. I want to go to college and start training as a full-time carer. My social worker will be able to help me do my application form and visit the college with me and show me around. Staff in here sit with you. That's what makes it different to everywhere else. Staff help you realise what you have done and get you to think about not doing it again when you get out. It could tighten up in some areas because after young people leave, they come back. I don't want to say it's a prison because it's not. The JJC is a place to think about what you've done. You recognise you've done wrong when you're in here. I don't mind the court as it's not too bad. I've had the same judge each time for both my charges and my current family life. That judge has given me lots of chances. I wouldn't really like a judge who doesn't know me or what I've been through in my life. Young people are treated differently depending on the police officer. A good police officer gives you loads of chances and treats you well. Other police officers can be ignorant and disrespectful. I was trailed out of a car by the hair by a police officer and swore at. Police need to have more patience and show more respect to young people. Coming out of the centre after 8 months was really weird. Inside I got used to the structure and the staff, but I learned that I needed to settle down and plan for the future. I stayed out for 2 years, but then things broke down in the children's home, so I moved home and stayed there for 10 weeks. But it didn't work out, so I moved back to the children's home and started getting into trouble again. In 6 weeks I had worked up 12 new charges. I was sentenced to 12 months. I get out soon and now I'm starting to plan for my future. If I had one thing to say to people about the JJC, I would say it has changed my life. It made me realise that crime is not the way forward. I'm really thankful for the support the JJC staff has given me.
Alternatives is a restorative justice community-based organisation that works alongside young people, their families and communities to promote non-violent responses to antisocial behaviour and crime that harms communities. We would receive referrals from a range of organisations, statutory organisations such as Youth Justice, the police, social services. Families can refer young people and young people can also self-refer if they're having issues with antisocial behaviour or low-level crime in the community. We work with young people from where they're at and respond to individual needs of each young person. Each young person would have a support worker and they can rely on that support worker to mentor them and to help them address some of the issues that they may have caused within a community. The worker will work with the offender They'll also work with their family and they'll work with the community to help reintegrate them back into the community that they have maybe experienced relationship breakdowns or other incidents as a result of their antisocial behaviour. So the worker will work alongside them and encourage self-awareness, personal development, exploration, and also encourage them to have a fuller understanding of how their harm has impacted upon the community. Another big focus of our work would be the preventative side. We would do a large amount of prevention within the community. Some of our prevention programmes would involve the schools work. We would have a pact programme, pupils and communities together. That would be working alongside pupils and encouraging schools to look at how they approach discipline and conflict within the classroom setting. We would have a safety partnership, our youth safety partnership, and they would be involved in training and a lot of detached work throughout the community. We had heard of some incidents of antisocial behaviour within the local park. Our youth safety partnership were able to come on board and using peer education methodology, interact with their peers in a positive light, and using harm minimisation approaches, we were able to go out and provide tea and coffee, water, blankets, and just ensure that young people within the parks are safe. We have developed very strong relationships alongside the local neighbourhood police. There has been many initiatives over the years to encourage this. We would have it's pizza and police evenings where young people would come along and they would have an opportunity just to sit and chat with the police, have a bit of pizza and just see them in a more humanistic way. It's not just a uniform, it's a person behind that uniform. And there are other young people who may have been referred to us from youth justice who maybe have in a time past offended against the police. And what we have experienced is these particular two young people have completely turned things around and have come full circle where at the beginning they were referred to us for offending against the police, and now they have come so far in their development and trying to make things right that they are able to work alongside the local neighbourhood police, and they're doing some outreach within the community. They're working alongside their peers, their younger young people who are maybe getting involved in some low-level antisocial behaviour, and these young people are going out to do detached work in their own community, and they're working alongside local police.
I was rioting with the police because of a march that I was involved in. And the police had sort of swarmed in on us. So we sort of all thought we were under attack, me and all my mates and stuff and the community. So obviously thinking you're under attack, you're obviously going to react. So me being me, I reacted. There's a lot of pictures of me. The police had a lot of footage, about 3 hours of footage of me from a big chest of drawers. Over 100 missiles. I got 4 convictions that night. I was standing at a protest actually, and a police officer came up, put his arm on me, gripped really hard, and I reacted again, went like that, said, "Get your hand off me," you know, called him, whatever. And then that's when the chief or police or whatever it was, or the boy in charge, he said to one of the people outside, because they all brought me into the camp, out our road, so there was no hassle. And he had said, "We'll make a deal with you if you come down." This was on a Friday night or Saturday night or something, and he says, "If you come down on Monday and hand yourself in within or before 6 o'clock or something." I went down, handed myself in, they arrested me, put the cuffs on me, put me in a cell. And people were asking me questions I hadn't a clue what was going on, you know what I mean? My solicitor had to step in a lot of times. They explained to me what they're trying to say, you know what I mean? My mum had been sitting behind me, my sister had been sitting beside me, you know what I mean? So only 2 people really knew what was going on, was my sister and my mum. People, at that age don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand that. You know what I mean? They think, oh, well, we can say this, say that, and kids are going to understand. Young people don't understand where they're coming from. You know what I mean? They don't get it. There's a lot of hassle down here, like still, even to this day, there's still a lot of hassle down here. This is where we had to take the drugs and all, you know what I mean? We had to have buckets, as you call them, you know what I mean? Had arranged fights, would have fought down here, brought Catholics up, beat them, you know what I mean? So I'm saying there's a lot of stuff happening down here, like. Every time you're down here, it brings back memories too, like of when I used to be mad, like. Nah, it's all different, you know what I mean? In my past, I couldn't walk anywhere. I couldn't even go into town because of all this. You know what I mean? Like there was too many people looking at me. You know what I mean? Like paramilitaries, they're Catholics look at me. Even to this day, they're still looking at me. But I'm trying to get away from all that. I'm trying to make my life better. I don't want it no more. I don't want all this. Well, when I was with Alternatives on a wee fishing trip, like, there was a fella come up to me. I was just standing there fishing. Turn around, there's a fella there. Starts talking to me. Well, son, how's it going? You catch much a day, you know? All that. Just talking to him away. He says, why are you here for? And I goes, because I was ratting, mate, you know what I mean? Just community services, don't really care. You know, like I didn't give a care in the world, like. And then I was like, he's asking a bit much questions now. But we were talking all nice now, like what football team you support now, and he played rugby or something. I said, oh, I support United, like, and he says he was support Liverpool or something. So we were winding each other up, having a good laugh. But then I found out he was a pillar, you know what I mean? So I went, but as soon as he said that, I just went, you know, get away from me. I actually, believe it or not, I brought my line in and I went and I walked away. I walked away from him, didn't even answer him again after I found that out. That's the views I had on the place. Didn't like him, hated them. Never helped me, like. All it did was harass you. That's why I said, annoy you, try and wind you up. Just nothing good I had to say about them at all. But then with Alternatives, Joan and stuff had sent me on a course for doing my football coaching. And he had went with me, so I went in his car, and he turned around and goes to me, see now, do you look at me different now I have no uniform on? Or what about with my uniform on? You know what I mean? And he says, now, no, before, yes. And he goes, why? He says, because seeing you put that uniform on, young people don't look at you as in, you're someone's daddy, you're someone's son, someone's husband, someone's brother, you know what I mean? We look at you as in, what way I could say, like, evil, like scum, like that, basically. But when I got to know him, I got to know it was someone's son, you know what I mean? And he was dead on. Went and took me and got a burger and all with him, you know what I mean? He was dead on. See now, I'd stand and talk to that place, and I see him in the street now. Like, the other day, we had a wee thing on in here, a wee summer scheme thing for Halloween. And they were there, and he was sitting, come over, talk to me. But all the young people were like, why is he talking to Emmons? It's not like him to be talking to Emmons. And then they came over and started talking to him. We were doing attached work here last Saturday, and the police were here. All young people were down like behind me, you know what I mean? And they wouldn't talk to the police. See, as soon as they seen the police come, or in fact, it was up there, so they all run down here when they seen the police come. The police were only coming just to see if they would talk to them or see if they could talk to them. They weren't going to do nothing, they weren't going to take their drink off them, they weren't going to arrest them, they weren't going to do anything. But they were scared to talk to them. It just shows they're scared to approach them. But to see me walking up to them and going, well, Barry, how's it going? You know what I mean? And then they come up to me, you know, what are you talking to him for? And I went, why not? And what's wrong? It's because he's got a uniform on. Why is he any different than you? So after that, I looked over about 5-10 minutes later and they're all standing talking to him. You know what I mean? So now they're starting to sort of get different views on it too. But I think if they've been on what I've been on with the police, went to the police station or had pizza and all with the police, you know what I mean? They would understand. So instead of getting community service or getting sent to jail or stuff like that, if they went and done things with the police, they would understand more, and the police would maybe understand them more. Young people go to jail, it's different than coming down here and paying back. You know what I mean? My mates always went to jail over us. See now, when I see them, they haven't changed. You know what I mean? I'm the only one out of us all that's changed because I'm the only one who's went to alternatives, got referred to alternatives, the rest went to jail. I was getting sent to jail. Yes, I didn't want that. I didn't. At the time I didn't care, to be honest with you, and I didn't care about going to alternatives either at the start. And it's like, yeah, hold on, see after the first couple of times, I was like, yeah, hold on, they're actually wanting to help me here. Police don't do that. Just send you into a cell and that's it, you liar. They're not helping you. They're not giving you advice, they're not giving you the opportunity to pay back. All we're doing is trying to teach you a lesson that you don't care about. If you're not caring about sitting there ratting with people or ratting with Emmons, you're hardly going to care about sitting there lying in a cell. You know what I mean? So, well, alternatives, you just get the opportunity to pay back. You know what I mean? That's really it. Well, my worker, Carly, she had sat down with me and we sort of come up with a plan, or asked me what would I like to do to pay back the community and pay back to the police. She goes, would you like to go and see the police? And I says, no, I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't like them. So then she sort of broke the ice a bit with me and the police, got me introduced to police officers and all, and sort of had like pizza and all with them and all too. So had it like a fun day and all with them too, and got to know them a bit. So then that was it. Sort of went and done things with the police and all. Like now I would coach and all with them. I would teach young people football. Alternatives will support me in every way possible. Like if I need anything, if I need like a course or something, or like things to take my mind off things, they can do that too. You know what I mean? It's not all about like being in wee groups and all and getting to know other people and seeing what you've done wrong in the past. You know what I mean? It helped me out, you know, with jobs and all too, with interviews, you know, like Carly had got me an interview with EventSec. I had no thought of even going and getting a job. I was more worried about going, taking drugs, drinking, fighting, ratting, being arrested, you know what I mean? That's just the feedback they've given me, like, so now I feel like I need to give them something back. Because before, all our community had been like against each other, you know what I mean? Only time you ever seen anybody each other was you're at a rat, you know what I mean? You're ratting with the other side. That's the wrong idea of seeing it, you know what I mean? That's the wrong idea of seeing people, your mates, you know what I mean? That's how you met new people. I was ratting with him last night. You know what I mean? Like people come up to you and goes, here, how do you know him? I was ratting with him last night, but now it's, how do you know him? Through alternatives. I was doing a fun day with him, it was brilliant. You know what I mean? It's a better view on life. You know what I mean? It's all different now. Like, you know what I mean? My life's changed big time. I was on a wee like course thing too with him, and all young people, you know, trying to help them out because there was an incident in here of someone's window being smashed. So it was me helping them and pay back the community. So I thought maybe I would like to do it too. So I asked Joan, is it right if I'd join in? And that's when I had built that table there. You know what I mean? I had built, this is my one, like now all the kids had built one too, but the fella had put my one, or he says, we're going to use your one for the wee garden. And all too, and then down here we dug a lot out, put a load of flowers into it, and it's all come together, like, you know what I mean? We had a wee opening day and all too, and the principal from the boys' motto came over for the first time in their lives to say good words about me. You know what I mean? I'd never heard that before. So, before when I was in the boys' motto, teachers hated me, like, standing there, singing my praises. Felt brilliant. People actually saying good things about me for once. You know what I mean? That just shows, like, people can change like that without help. You know what I mean? You get the right help, you can change your life.
The first time I was arrested was when I was 16. I was walking down the road and the police done a stop and search, to which I was caught with a small amount of drugs. And the police officer had then arrested me and held me in the station all night. I then became in contact with the police when I was 18, just before my 18th birthday, and that was again I was caught with a diazepam 5mg tablet that I was prescribed, but I couldn't prove at that time I was prescribed the medication. So the policeman then arrested me again, held me all night. That night I was in custody. The custody sergeant had brought me out and I was in my pyjamas, and he had asked me what size I was to give me tracksuit bottoms. So I had told him I was a small, and he had given me extra large, which were obviously going to be too big. And so I put them on, and the whole time I was holding them up. But the next day when I had went to see my solicitor to be interviewed, I had my hands behind my back holding my bottoms up, and the girl had kept telling me to remove my hands or she was going to put handcuffs on my hands. So I kept removing my hands, and I removed my hands, and as I walked in the door my trousers fell down and my solicitor was there and the police were there, and I didn't know whether to laugh or actually pull my trousers up. It was quite embarrassing. They had asked that if I agreed to meet this girl once a week for 3 months to stop me from reoffending, that would be like my caution for my offence. I became a young mum at the age of 14, which meant that I left school at a very young age with no qualifications, no GCSEs, no work experience, no nothing. And for a long time I never wanted to do anything. Like, I was quite happy to just to be lazy and not to do anything. And I became involved with Include Youth on the Give and Take scheme at the age of 17, just after I had came in contact with the police for the first time. For a while I didn't want to engage. I found it hard to come in the classes and to want to be there. But one day it literally just clicked that I wanted more for myself. Between painting my house and having a car and holidays, and I wanted more. I wanted a better life, especially for my child. So I started engaging with them and started to see that this is actually not too bad. Like, getting your qualifications can be fun and achievable. So after a while I got into the routine of coming to Tech and to do everything, and was getting my qualifications, and had just achieved my 12th qualification and was going out into work experience for the very first time when I came in contact with the police for the second time. and my life was like going good. I had visions of work and visions of wanting to work, and I had came in contact with the police and received my second caution. So whenever I was starting out and going into youth work and finishing off my training and talking to the professional people, I understood that this was always going to be here, that no matter how much that I worked towards it or what I done or what line of work I went into, I'm always going to have a criminal record for the fact that I was young and silly. There was a lot of things I could have done different, like they never explained anything to me properly, like they didn't clarify that I actually understood what was happening. They never helped try to offer advice even to try and find out why I had even committed the offence. Like as soon as I went in there, it was, you've committed offence and this is how it is. It's not, there was no leeway with them. They didn't understand me. When I had got arrested, I knew that instantly, like, that it was going to have some type of impact on my career, because the career I wanted to go down was youth work and working with young people. So I knew having a drugs caution on your record really wasn't going to look good. So I spoke with Kevin, he was my employability worker, who basically broke it all down for me and explained section by section, right, this is what you can do and this is what you have to do, or this is how we can sort this out together. But unfortunately they haven't been removed, and 4 years later they're still there, so they're not going away, never. They'll always be there now. As a young person who grew up in the care system, I think that the police should be a lot more understanding towards where the young person has come from. Through working with Include Youth, I've gained the chance on loads of different opportunities to participate and talk about my experience and my story, being involved with the police and the care system and how it's affected me, and how everybody in general can learn from this, from young people to professionals to police to everybody, on how we can learn from it. Just recently I was at an event with Include Youth to talk to the young people about my story and about coming in contact with the police. The police was also there and I loved it. I got the chance to tell them about my story and my experience, but also the police were sitting there too, so they heard it firsthand of what it was like for me as a young person and how they could maybe change their attitudes towards young people in general. I'm now 21. I've got a full-time employment. I'm a accommodation and community support worker. I have a salary. I earn my own money every single month. I have a wage coming in. I've recently just been talking to my bank about a mortgage on my own house. I'm also doing training for Health and Social Care Level 2 with a view of going on to do a Level 3. I just finished in June my Level 4 Community Youth Studies in university, which this is my year out to go back to do my degree. Things are really looking up now and my life has really changed for the better. There's a lot of positive things going to happen and I've now got security from my job and my own house. So everything's going good for a change.